discussing an article from Yahoo Entertainment, not so much about Disney's decision to drop the Slave One name for Boba Fett's ship, but specifically their take on the fan response to that decision. Now, they describe it as prompting an outcry from Star Wars fans and an actor. As if that actor is just some random insignificant person. But nevertheless, we're going to go through this article so that you can get some idea of how the media is specifically trying to shape the narrative on the fan response to Disney's nonsensical decision to drop the Slave One name for this ship, a name which they have maintained on their website and on other products. So here's what the article has to say. For several years now, Disney and Lucasfilm have worked to evolve the Star Wars universe. You see the very clear bias in favor of Disney and Lucasfilm from the very beginning. Then they go on to say, diversifying the cast of the most recently cinematic trilogy. Disney has not done any of those things. These things already existed. You already had diversity. You already had a Star Wars universe that was as evolved as it could be. The only thing they've done is bastardize characters from stories that many fans have come to love over the years. So they go on to then say, the focus on what Disney CEO Bob Chapek calls universal values even led to the dismissal of Mandalorian cast member Gina Carano over a series of controversial tweets, including one suggesting the backlash to contrarian political views was tantamount to the way Jews were targeted in Nazi Germany. And that is absolutely not what happened. That is not what was said, and that is not what was conveyed. So again, as a framing device, they're propping up this Disney Star Wars universe, which is completely nonsensical and terribly done. They're lying about the world of Star Wars prior to Disney's involvement. And now they're lying about what happened concerning the dismissal of one of their most popular actors in this universe. But all of this is being done strategically. It's not a coincidence that this is the very first paragraph, because what they wanted to do was set up an attack on the fans who are upset about the name change. So then in the next paragraph they say, nonetheless, each attempt to bring inclusivity to Star Wars. Again, this is not bringing inclusivity to Star Wars. Star Wars was already inclusive. The fan base reflected the stories and the characters quite well, actually. It was already inclusive. You already had these universal values. You already had diversity. You had these things and done better. But of course they have to pretend otherwise because reality and facts conflict with their feelings. But they go on to say this. Each attempt was met with backlash from a small but vocal group of Star Wars fans lamenting the saga's social justice warriors and woke approach to its latest endeavors. No, what Star Wars fans are doing is lamenting bad storytelling. They're lamenting terrible deconstruction of Star Wars characters. The people who made the franchise interesting in the first place. The people who drew in the fans to begin with. The people that you're talking about, that you're being dismissive of, are the very reason there is a Star Wars at all. But you don't want to say that. You want to pretend that we're just a small vocal group of Star Wars fans. If we're that small and we're that insignificant, then why is everything that they're doing failing? Why is that the case then? Because if we were so small and insignificant, and if those who support this new era of Disney Star Wars were so much larger and so much more supportive of what Disney is doing, then you would think they would be just rolling in money. They should not be losing money. So yeah, they will continue to spread this lie that Disney is just the godsend savior of Star Wars, and that those of us who've been fans from the beginning, those of us who actually value these characters, the legacy characters and the stories that we grew up with, we're the bad guys, and we're complaining for no reason at all. We're complaining for no reason at all. And so then the very next thing they do, they attack our criticism of another Disney decision. And this is what they say. Some Star Wars fans are mad again, this time at a Lego set. We're not mad at the Lego set. What we're doing is pointing out the stupidity of this decision. It's not the Lego set that's the problem. The Lego set looks cool. The problem is that they went out of their way to rename it Boba Fett Starship. They went out of their way to market it as Boba Fett Starship, because the name Slave 1 is now suddenly, for purposes of just this toy, problematic, uncomfortable, triggering. What is it? You tell me. It doesn't make any sense. Why can't they see that it doesn't make any sense? Speaking to Jedi News, LEGO designer Michael Lee Stockwell said the toy maker was no longer using the Slave 1 name. It's probably not something which has been announced publicly, they say, but it is just something that Disney doesn't want to use anymore. Disney did not immediately respond to Yahoo's request for comment as to whether the vessel's original name will be completely scrubbed from the galaxy far, far away. And that's the other part of this that I think people are missing. Disney is making decisions like so many other corporations, and we've talked about this before, how they make decisions behind the scenes and then go out and just do things that don't make any sense without comment, without explanation. I don't even know how they survive as a corporation by treating customers this way. We're not just fans, we're also people who want to buy their stuff. And yet at every turn, we're being attacked, we're being belittled. The fact that Yahoo requested comment from Disney and were ignored, you would think that would cause them to take a second look at Disney and why they're doing these things without providing an explanation, but they can't do it. Why is it that the fans always have to be wrong in this situation? Why is it that you hold corporations accountable, so-called journalists? And if it's not enough to go after the fans, they even go after the actor who played Boba Fett himself. Here's what they had to say. Mark Anthony Austin, who appeared uncredited as Fett in the 1997 updated version of Star Wars A New Hope, his only acting role according to IMDb. See, they had to minimize his role, right? They had to diminish him. He still played Boba Fett. He was still the character. The fact that you would diminish him by saying it's his only acting role according to some website, that's supposed to damage his credibility in the eye or in the perception of people who are observing what he has to say on social media. It's so incredibly despicable and deceitful what they're doing. So again, you see this tactic of framing, how they have to make it appear before they can tell you what the person said or what their argument is or what they're trying to convey, they have to first diminish that person in the eye of their audience. And so what they want to do is paint Mark as if he's inconsequential, as if he is insignificant, and as if his opinion shouldn't count. They have to attack him first and then tell you what he said. And what he said was, my ship will forever be Slave 1. Nothing. Not even Disney can or will change that. This is the way. And notably, they say here that he worked primarily as a visualization artist, and whose last two credited projects were Disney's The One and Only Ivan and Cruella, which is their flagship film of 2021. So they give him credit, but at the end, for things he actually did that were important that he's doing now. Throw that in at the end. Hopefully you won't pay attention to that. We're going to spend an entire paragraph telling you why you shouldn't listen to this guy, but then throw in there that he actually does work for a living. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible the lengths they will go through to defend this foolishness that Disney's engaging in. It's incredible. But again, none of this is surprising. It's perfectly consistent with what we can expect from this company and from the media who continue to prop them up and continue to support them, even though Disney doesn't care about them either. But hey, what do you guys think about the way the media is framing this story, and in fact how they are continuing to support Disney no matter what that company does, no matter how ridiculous it is. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.